Hey everybody. I do want to mention before we start that there's a lot of geopolitical issues going on, but like I said and will always say, get off of social media, get off of the internet. Let the big boys do their thing. It's all distraction, and just focus on your real life, and make sure you don't consume negative energy. So you gotta stay away from that. Moving on, so I wanted to talk about cancer. Cancer, it seems like it doesn't have a cure, or so they say. All these big boys that bought up the pharmaceutical, or created this pharmaceutical industry, that bought up all the medical schools, and so they decide who can get a license to operate in the medical field, and obviously they taught them that cancer cannot be healed, and obviously they got rid of all this herbal medicine, which worked hand in hand with our bodies, because our bodies are natural. So if we give it natural medicine, it would be able to function more properly. But that doesn't make money. What makes money? Pills. What makes money? Surgeries. What also makes money? Chemotherapy. And these services they sell to us are multi-billion, multi-trillion dollar, I don't even know, but that's how they make most of their money. And if they are able to cure us, then that means it's less money for them. And so they say that they can't find a cure, that there is no cure, and oh, please donate. Because all this cancer research stuff, I'll be honest, it's all bullshit. They want people to donate just so you feel like we're like the human race is close to achieving this cure. But again, this we could cure ourselves. It's all ancestral knowledge that we have to partake in. But that means responsibility. And I know it's hard for people, but we have to be responsible for our own health. We have to watch what we eat, and we have to have a fit life. And we also have to fast, which is, a lot of people think it's hard, but if you try it out, it's a lot easier than you might think. And yes, I know it's a sacrifice, and the big foods make it so addicting, and they've told us that we have to eat 3 meals a day, and this whole society, this whole system is trying to make us sicker, and we just have to back out of that system and realize how our bodies operate and what we need to do. Yes, you can feast, but if you're going to feast, then make sure you put a fast afterwards, and so you keep that equilibrium in your body, and you don't fill it up with glucose, and create very high consistent insulin, which, I mean, just look at everybody has type 2 diabetes nowadays, and that's our fault. I mean, yes, we are victims, but once you have the knowledge and the consciousness, now is your time to be responsible and fix it. Everybody has type 2 diabetes. It's all reversible, and it's a basic, easy cure. But that would mean that you can't inject yourself with insulin. You can't be cured through the pharmaceutical side. You can only be cured through the ancestral knowledge and the real stuff, working alongside nature, not against it. That's also something I want to mention about cancer. Cancer is something that we allow to grow in the environment that we created, and we can't attack it like an enemy. We've created it. It's part of nature. Our body has created it, and if we attack it like an enemy, we're going to create more damage. So that's what chemotherapy is. It's basically grabbing a laser gun and shooting at your body and hoping that you don't die. But most of these people that go through chemotherapy end up looking like zombies, and their immune system is totally destroyed. So what we have to do is, again, fight cancer with natural remedies and also with natural methods, and that would mean fasting. Fasting would be the best way. I mean, I'll make a longer video on how to fast and all that other good stuff. But again, this video summarized, type 2 diabetes, obesity. Obesity is literally, like, if you're obese, it's your fault. But again, you could cure yourself. It's all this fat that you could burn, but to get to it, you have to fast. Because if you never fast, your body will only burn glucose for energy, and it will never switch to burning fat, and the only way your body would turn into burning fat would be if you let it fast. But we don't, because we're always snacking. We eat 5-6 times a day, and we're not mixing our foods correctly. And so again, like, watch this video, think about why everybody is sick. If you have a close one that has type 2 diabetes or is obese, talk to them, be like, yo, look into fasting. Start being responsible for your own health, because for those that aren't responsible for their own health would mean that you're going to end up in a hospital, and that you're going to get operated, and then you're going to be having to swallow all these pills because you're trusting blindly all these doctors that they're not even taught anything about nutrition when they go to medical school. And there's a reason why they don't get taught nutrition, because if they're taught nutrition, then they would be able to help people have healthier lives. And that's what the medical industry does not want, and they can't have that, because then they don't have an industry, because they would not be making profit. But anyways, simple, man. Remember, start taking responsibility for your own health. Fast, mix foods right, move around, bro. Simple life, man. That's easy. If you want to talk to me, bro, send a message. I would love to work one-on-one with everybody for the free and help everybody. If you got type 2 diabetes, if you got obesity, if you're not feeling good, man, I would love to share the knowledge that I'm learning, and I'm going to continue to learn as much knowledge as I can. Like, this is something that I'm going to pursue my whole life, because I want to help people with all the problems they have, mentally or physically, spiritually, and obviously, dealing with nutrition. And I'm going to do that my whole life. Try to cure as many people as possible and teach them how to cure themselves, man. That's all I got to say. Peace.